Next in our spotlight, a major billion-dollar merger deal between Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix says it's entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Warner Brothers in a deal worth close to $83 billion. And if approved, Netflix will be the new home for franchises like Batman, The Sopranos, Big Bang Theory, and Game of Thrones. The deal also means Netflix will take ownership of its rival streaming service, HBO Max. So for more on what this means for the TV and film industry and also for consumers, Sean McNulty, the creator and writer for the Wakeup Newsletter at The Ankler, he joins me now for more. Sean, thank you for the time. But for starters here, can you break down this deal and what a combined Netflix Warner Brothers would look like?
Yes, this is for HBO Max, the WB studio. So that's the movie studio and the TV studio, the WB lot, WB Animation. What it's not is the Discovery Networks, TNT. Those channels are going to a different company, which will spin off in the third quarter. But this is, there's a lot of still questions about this. Honestly, the heads of Netflix were asked about this morning, their plans for HBO. Obviously, it's been a separate business all this time. Will it be part of Netflix? Will it be an add-on you have to pay for, kind of going back to the old school? When you had a cable bundle, you paid the extra $15 for HBO. A lot of these questions haven't been answered yet, so there's still a lot of details we're waiting to hear about.
Well, and Sean, so we're hearing already from some Hollywood heavy hitters like director James Cameron. He said this deal would be a, quote, disaster. I guess, what's the main pushback here?
Yeah, the movies business is probably the bigger sector here. Netflix does not have a real history of putting movies into theaters. They do kind of token releases for their films in a few hundred theaters here or there. Their head, Ted Sarandos, the co-CEO of the company, has been on the record many times saying he doesn't really think the theatrical movie business is a good business. And this is the man buying one of the most, storied movie studios in Hollywood history, and one of the biggest providers of film. So a lot of people are spooked right now in Hollywood. That's really the reaction to this thing is, will they be putting movies in 2,000, 4,000 theaters, these major releases anymore, which is what filmmakers like Jim Cameron, believe is the lifeblood, of Hollywood and the history of Hollywood. So that's where a lot of people really have a lot of questions. The guilds are also, the Writers Guild, the Teamsters have also raised their objections. The movie theater owners have also raised their objections. So not a lot of people are feeling this deal out there.
Well, and let's look at the other side of the coin here. What is the potential upside of a merger like this?
Well, they're arguing it's pro-consumer. Perhaps, instead of paying for both HBO Max and Netflix, you would get more for your dollar. Again, hasn't really been established in terms of how that will work out. They're, emphasizing that their members, they call them their subscribers, will get a wider breadth of content to enjoy at home. So that's kind of their push for it. They're also pushing some increased employment, which I don't know that it really nets out. They've also targeted $2 to $3 billion of what they call cost savings, or essentially, efficiencies, meaning layoffs, marketing spend cuts, things like that, which if you work in Hollywood is not great news at all. This after Paramount also had $3 billion of cost savings earmarked in their deal with the Skydance merger, which just happened. So again, a lot of angst here going on amongst the executive class and, the below the line and the creative class in Hollywood.
All right. Sean, thank you as always.
Happy to do it.